This is a video key on how to solve a system of equations using substitution. So for this one, we've got two equations and they're both written in what we call standard form. So neither of them are in slope-intercept form. In order to solve using substitution, we need to have at least one of the equations solved for one of the variables. So it needs to say either y equals or x equals. So notice neither of these equations do that. So we need to take one of the equations and solve it for one of the variables. We always want to do the easiest thing possible. So if you look in equation number 1, it's actually going to be really easy to solve for either of these variables because both of the coefficients of both x and y are 1. So I can easily get x alone if I want to, but I can also easily get y alone. If you look in equation number 2, it wouldn't be as easy to get y alone because eventually I'd have to divide by 4. So I'd subtract this term, divide by 4, and I'd get fractions because 27 is not divisible by 4, and neither is 3. And it would be negative 3x when you subtract it to this side. So that just throws fractions in there. We can avoid that. Same thing if we wanted to solve the second equation for x. We'd eventually have to divide by 3, causing fractions. So again, the easiest thing is to take equation 1, and now we get to choose to solve for either x or y. I'm going to choose to solve for y, but I also have at the end of this video, I have how to solve for x. So if you would rather solve for x, you can jump to 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, so let's keep solving for y this time. So I'm going to go ahead and number my equations, number 1 and number 2. So I'm going to take equation number 1, which is x plus y equals 5, and I'm going to solve it for y. So I don't mean that I'm going to get a number answer, I'm just going to get the y variable by itself. So it's like I'm writing in slope-intercept form. So to get the y alone, I need to get rid of the other term, which is x. So I'm simply going to subtract x from both sides. And that will give me, this zeroes out, so I'm left with y on the left side equals, and then on the right side we can't combine these because they're not like terms, so we just write them side by side. So I always like to write the x term first because then it's in slope-intercept form, and then we have a 5, so we'll write 5, but it's positive 5, so I write plus 5. You could also write it as y equals, you could do 5 minus x, it's the same thing, but I prefer to use it in this form. So this is still equation number 1, it's just in a little different form. Okay, now that we have one of the equations solved for one of the variables, now I can do my substitution. So since y is equal to negative x plus 5, I'm going to substitute in negative x plus 5 for y into the second equation. Remember, don't plug an equation into itself, so we wouldn't plug this one into equation 1 again. We have to do equation 1 into equation 2. So let's plug it in. So here's equation 2. I'm going to write 3x plus 4, and then instead of y, I'm going to substitute in that expression that y is equal to, which is negative x plus 5. And my parentheses equals 27, so I just finished out that equation. Okay, now you see parentheses, so we know we have to use the distributive property. So 3x, and then we're going to distribute a positive 4. Make sure you pay attention to whether it's a positive or negative number here. So positive 4 times negative x is negative 4x. So I'm just going to write minus a positive 4x. And then 4 times 5 is positive 20, so we're adding a positive 20 equals 27. Now notice we have 3 terms on the left side and 2 of them are like terms. Those like terms are 3x and negative 4x. So we combine them. 3x plus a negative 4x, or you can just read it since they're side by side. 3x minus 4x is a negative 1x, or just negative x. We still have that plus 20 equals 27. So let's finish solving. The variables are all together on the left side, so I'm going to get rid of everything else, which is the 20. Subtract 20 from both sides. It zeroes out on the left side, leaving us with negative x equals, and then 27 minus 20 is 7. Now we're not done here because this is not what x equals. X does not equal 7. Negative x equals 7. So I need to get rid of that negative. So what you need to remember here is that when you have a negative in front of a variable, that means the coefficient is really a -1, because we know when nothing is written in front of a variable, it's 1, but since it's negative, it's a -1. So to get rid of that -1, we will divide by -1 to both sides. So -1x divided by -1 gives us x equals, and then 7 divided by -1, it's just like 7 divided by 1, which is 7, but since it's a -1, it changes the sign to a -7. So then x is equal to -7. All right, we have solved for the first variable. Now we got to solve for the second variable. So this is the time that you have a choice. You get to use either of these original equations to solve for the second variable. Let's try to use the easier one. Really, it doesn't matter, but equation number 1 is pretty easy to use to solve for the second variable because both of them have a coefficient of 1. So I'm going to use equation number 1. And I want to use the very original equation, not this one I transformed, because we could have made a mistake to get from here to here. Now, with these one-step simple ones, you probably aren't going to make a mistake, but you could. So if you're really confident in this right here, you could use this equation, but you need to use one of the original equations. Okay, so I'm going to write, instead of x, we're going to substitute in that -7 because that's what x is equal to, and then plus y equals 5. Now just solve this for y. So to get rid of the -7, I'm going to add 7 to both sides. That zeroes out on the left side, leaving us with y equals, and 5 plus 7 is 12. So y equals 12. So that's our second variable. All right, the last step is to check our answer. So remember that you have to use the other equation that you didn't use here to solve for the second variable. Because I already know that -712 works for equation number 1, so I need to ensure that it works for equation number 2. So I'm going to plug that into equation number 2. So equation number 2, we're going to have 3, and then instead of x, we're going to put in -7 because that's what x is equal to. And then 4 times y, instead of y, we put 12. And is that really equal to 27? So 3 times -7 is -21. 4 times 12 is 48. And then if you do that math or you use a calculator, -21 plus 48 is the same as 48 minus 21, and that is 27. So we proved that it works in the other equation too. So our final answer, written as a coordinate point, is -712. And then again, we can add curly braces, which is called a solution set, just to be a little more formal. Okay, if you wanted to do it this way, this is it for the video for you. But if you want to see how it's solved a different way with x, you can keep watching. Okay, this is a second way to solve it if you want to take equation 1 and solve it for x instead. Okay, so let's just take equation 1 and solve it for x. So that means I want to get the term with x by itself, which is this guy right here. So leave it alone. And we want to get rid of, we want to get rid of y. So we're going to subtract y from both sides. And that zeroes out on the left side, leaving us with x equals, and then we can't combine them because they're not like terms. So we'll write them side by side as -y plus 5. Since that 5 is positive, we put plus 5. Okay, now that we have one of the equations solved for one of the variables, we can substitute in to the other equation. So we're going to take equation number 2 now, and we're going to substitute in. We can see that x is equal to the expression -y plus 5. So anywhere we see x, we can substitute -y plus 5. So I see x right there in that equation. So I'm going to substitute this expression in for x into the second equation. We do not want to plug in an equation to itself. So we can't plug it into equation 1 again because that's the same equation. Our goal is to combine the equations. Okay, so it's 3, and then parentheses, we'll substitute in that expression, negative y plus 5, and then finish out the equation, plus 4y equals 27. Now you see that we have parentheses, so we need to deal with that by using the distributive property. So 3 times negative y is negative 3y. 3 times positive 5 is positive 15. And then I still have that plus 4y on the outside equals 27. Now if you look on the left side, we have 3 terms. So 2 of them are like terms, so let's figure out which ones those are. So I've got 2 terms with y, so I have negative 3y and a positive 4y. Since they're on the same side of the equation, we just combine them. So there's no subtracting 4y to both sides because we're not putting it over here or adding 3y to both sides. We just combine them. So negative 3y and 4y combined is a positive 1y, or just y. And then we still have that plus 15. So y plus 15 equals 27. Now we can easily finish solving by getting rid of the 15. So we're going to subtract 15 from both sides. That zeroes out the 15 on the left side, and we're left with y equals, and then 27 minus 15 is 12. So y equals 12. We figured out one of the variables, so we need to solve for the second variable. Again, we're going to be able to go in and use either of the original equations. We do want to be smart and use the one that's going to be easier. Really, equation number 1 is easier, but you can use either one. You can use 2 if you want. I'm going to go ahead and use equation 1. Now, I'm not going to use this equation, although it would be the easiest. And the reason I'm not going to use it is because I could have made an error from here to here, and you will never catch that error unless you use the very original equation. So if you're 100% confident, like I personally am and would be able to go from here, but if we're not that confident or we're just learning how to do it, we really need to make ourselves use one of the original equations. So I will use the original equation number 1. So I'm going to write x plus, and then instead of y, I'm going to put 12 because I know that's what y is equal to, equals 5. And then it's easy one-step problem to solve. So get rid of the 12 by subtracting 12 from both sides. That zeroes out the 12 on the left side, leaving us with just x equals, and 5 minus 12 is negative 7. So x equals negative 7. Our final step, as always, is to check our answer. So, since we used equation 1 to solve for the second variable, we have to use the other equation, which is equation 2, to check our answer. Because we already know that negative 7 for x and 12 for y works in equation number 1. We need to show it works in equation number 2. And then that shows that it works for both. So let's take equation number 2. And it's going to be 3, and then instead of x, we're going to put negative 7 because that's what x is equal to. And then plus 4, and then times y, and y is equal to 12. So be careful here. We didn't solve them. We solved for y first, so this goes where y goes. And then equals, is that really equal to 27? So let's just evaluate. 3 times negative 7 is negative 21, plus I can go ahead and do 4 times 12 as well, which is 48. And is that really equal to 27? And 21, negative 21 plus 48 is the same thing as 48 minus 21, which is 27. So we just proved it works in the second equation too. So that means that our final answer we write as a coordinate point. So x comes first, so it's negative 7, 12. And then again, we can use solution sets to be a little more formal to show that that's our solution. And there you have it. And that's all. Thanks for watching.